And all right, so welcome to our call tonight. Our focus is setting some goals to help you guys finish out the end of the year. And I'm kind of basing it off of this book. I don't know if any of you guys have read it, The 12-Week Year. I think I got it about this time last year, actually. Maybe a couple weeks previously is when I first read it. And I use it to set my end of the year goals between this time last year and the end of the year. And I actually had a bookmark in here from some of the goals I had from the end of last year. And it's kind of funny to look back and think, oh yeah, that was a goal that I had, and looking at that. So hopefully you have paper, because I do have slides and I have notes, and I just went through today and kind of did it myself for a goal that I have kind of for the end of the year. But I want you to think of a goal that you have for yourself for the end of the year. And it's actually perfect timing, because yesterday was exactly 12 weeks till the end of the year. So this is week 12. So if you want to think of it that way, this is week 12. Next week is week 11, and so on when we get through that. So I'm going to share my screen. And I wonder, how do I, oh, present. Okay. All right. Can you guys see this? I can't see you guys. So Megan, can you guys see this?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. I was going to say maybe that won't work. Okay. All right. So I pulled out a lot of the quotes from the book. And really what I just did, you guys, is I just kind of skimmed the chapters, looked at what I had highlighted from last time, and pulled out some quotes. And I'm just going to try and walk you through this. And I can't see you guys, so if you have a question, just like unmute yourself and interrupt me, or save them till the end or whatever. But so these two things really stuck out to me, and I thought it was really good to start the call off like that. So most of us have two lives, the one that we live and the one that we're capable of living. You should not and do not settle for anything less than the life that you are capable of. Make a commitment to be great each day, and watch what can happen in just 12 short weeks. So today, right now, in this moment, make a commitment to do something great each day. You know, it could be one little thing, and just watch what can happen in these next 12 short weeks. Because really, you think about it, it's insane to think it's October and we're almost to that point where it's December. So making that commitment, starting today, moving forward. So step one is to establish your vision. And in my mind, that for when we focus on these 12 weeks, that's your why. And so in the book, when he talks about your vision, it's like your 10-year vision, your 3-year vision. But we're going to focus on these 12 weeks. So what's your why? Why are you on this call? Why are you listening to this recording? Why are you doing your power hour and doing your daily vital behaviors? Why are you working out? Why are you reading personal development? Like, what's your why? What's your reason for doing that? And the reason I want you, and this is the first step, is it's that vision, it's your why that keeps you going when things get difficult. It provides you with that line of sight, an emotional link to help you overcome those challenges and to execute them. So when you're tired, or when you just on a Sunday afternoon you don't feel like doing this, your why has to be strong enough for you to say, hey, I need to take a half an hour, 45 minutes, go do my workout, go send out some invites, go talk to people. That's your why. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to think about your why. That's what I want you to write at the top of your paper, is your why. So what is your reason for doing this? You know, what's your reason for being on this call, for coaching, that's going to make you show up every day for the next 12 weeks? I'm going to give you a minute. And I'm just going to leave it like this because I don't like not being able to see anything. All right. And so what I'm going to want you or ask you to do is, at the end of this call tomorrow, whenever it is that you kind of figure out and get your steps and everything done, I want you to share this with whoever your coach is. So if I'm your coach, if Megan's your coach, if Julie's your coach, I want you to, like, this why and the steps and everything that we go through tonight, I want you to share that with your coach, because accountability is huge, and especially when it comes to setting goals and reaching them and holding yourself accountable. Okay, another little quote for you, something that I had highlighted from that was, so we're talking about planning. We're talking about setting a goal and all the steps that are going to happen and are going to take you to that. So that enables you to allocate your time and your resources to your highest value opportunities. How many of you, right before this call or sometime tonight, you can raise your hand or just drop a comment in the box, but how many of you at some point tonight just aimlessly scrolled on Facebook? Probably all of you, okay? Is that a high value opportunity? And I know some people say, oh yeah, well, it makes me think of, oh, this person I should talk to, this person I should talk to. I get that. But is that actually really using your time wisely and moving your business forward? Okay, so that's what we're talking about when we're talking about these steps and planning. Doing that's also going to increase your odds of successfully hitting your goals, helps you coordinate with your team, and creates a competitive advantage. All right? So we're talking about the work that you need to do. And this is so important because so many of you I've been talking to and you're like, my power hour is taking me 3 hours to do, or whatever it might be. That's because you're not really focusing on the tasks and those high opportunity value that are going to get you to that next level. Okay, why 12 weeks? I want you to think back to January. Okay, I know that was forever ago. How many of you set a weight loss goal or some kind of health-related goal for yourself in January? Do you even remember if you did or what it was? Because that was like 9 months away, right? 9 months ago. I honestly, if you ask me what I set for myself in January, I don't remember. That's why doing 12 weeks is so huge, because it's such a short time span. The uncertainty is reduced because you have a shortened time frame. You're more focused. You can plan effectively to take action every day, because we're talking about now till December 31st, and that's doable. But if I said from now until September 2018, your mind probably goes, not focused. We're focusing on the next 12 weeks. Annual plans are not action-based because you can't predict what you're going to need 4 months out. So that's why we're going to focus on not just the fact that it's till the end of the year, but the fact that just mentally wise, you can focus better on 12 weeks than you can on 12 months. All right. Okay. So here's what we need to do. When we are, we're just going to focus on one goal tonight, but I'm going to encourage you to try and think of 2 or 3. And maybe you only have one real big goal for yourself between now and the end of the year, and that's fine. But if you have more than 1 or 2 or 3, but you have to make them specific and measurable. So you can't say, I want to make more money. All right? It has to be specific, has to be able to be measured. State them positively. So in a sense that makes you excited for that to happen. So positive. Ensure that it's realistic. So if your goal is right now you make $200 a week, and your goal by the end is to make $250 a week, that's not realistic. That's not making you do anything different. That's still your vital behaviors. It needs to be something that's realistically going to stretch you. You also have to assign accountability to it, and it has to be a time bound. So within that 12 weeks is when that has to happen, when that has to occur. So think about these things when you are setting your goals, okay? So here's what we're going to do. This is how he had it laid out in the book, and you can totally just, like, I just made a list on my paper. But at the top, I want you to think of a goal. All right, and I'm going to give you the example that I did for myself today, and it doesn't have to be anything close to mine, okay? So my goal between now and the end of the year is I want to recruit 12 new working coaches. So between now and the end of the year, 12 coaches that want to work the business, that are pushing to Emerald, 12 new coaches, okay? So your goal could be how many coaches you want to add to your team. It could be how many challengers you want to recruit. It could be an income related goal. It could be, it could be personal, but I really want you to focus on your business. So I want it to be a business related goal. It could be like moving forward in rank. Maybe you are at coach right now and you want to be at emerald by the end of the year. That's not a very good example because you can do that in a week, but something like that. So take a second, think of a goal, whether it is, like I said, recruiting or getting challengers. Remember, it has to be like measurable. It has to be something specific, something measurable. So like mine wasn't just recruit new coaches. It was 12. I want 12 new coaches. All right, so I'm going to keep moving. So if you're still thinking on one, just for the sake of this call, just write down the one that first comes to you. So tactics. Tactics are the action items, the steps, the things that you need to do to reach this goal within now and the end of the year. So for example, I have these all shown so you guys can see how I laid it out. But so my tactics, what I need to do between now and the end of the year to recruit 12 new coaches is I need to run 4 or 5 glimpse into coaching groups. I need to recruit 15 to 20 challengers a month. I need to post about the coaching opportunity 3 times a week. I need to send 10 coaching invites a week. And I need to convert 5 customers to discount coaches a month to help stabilize my diamonds. So whatever your goal was, if it was to, recruit X amount of coaches, make X amount of money, if it was to help 20 people, whatever it was, what are the steps, what are the things, the tasks, the jobs, the tactics that you have to do in order to make that happen? So I'm going to give you a minute or two to think about and just brain dump. Just dump it all out. To get to $500 a week, what do you think you need to do?
Hey, I have a quick question. Sorry. Okay, so I have a goal of like helping 60 people by December because I want to break it down into like the different accounts that I'm running. So like I know about posting on social media, but also like those people that I help could be coaches too. So like inviting, I guess, should I say like invite so many challengers and so many coaches a day, like break it down into 2?
I would make it as specific as you can. So, and I'm going to show you that on the next slide too. I kind of started breaking it down more, but yeah, like how many conversations you want to have in a week, how many posts you want to have about, the coaching opportunity or about the challenge group. So yeah, I would try and break it down as specific as you can, the things that are going to get you to helping 60 people. All right, I'm going to keep going because I was kind of scrolling through and I saw you guys were writing and stuff. So this column right here, this week due. So some of those tasks that you looked at, that you wrote down, you might not have to do every single week. So for example, like when I want to run 4 to 5 glimpse into coaching groups. So there's 12 weeks, so I'm not going to run one every week. So what I would do is when I wrote that here, then I'd look at the calendar and be like, okay, week 10, I'm going to run a group. Week 8, I'm going to run a group. And so that's what it means by the week due. If this table makes sense to you, awesome, stick with it, use it, think about and write the weeks that you need to here. But this is what, in my mind, this is what makes sense to me. So this is kind of how I broke it down, and when I was kind of just talking about with Megan too. So I want to run 4 to 5 glimpse into coaching groups between now and the end of the year. So on weeks 10, weeks 8, weeks 5, and weeks 3, I'm going to do that. So what I mean by that is like I started to write it here, and then I was like, well, I'm just going to type it because I was going to share it with you guys. So like week 10 is October 23rd. So the week of that is when I'm going to run that glimpse group. The 8th is November 7th. I skipped the week of Thanksgiving, and so doing the week after Thanksgiving, and then the week 2 weeks before Christmas. So running those groups. So I wrote down those weeks so that I know when I'm going to be doing those, when I'm going to have to start talking about them, etc. So another one of my tactics was to recruit 5 to 20 new challengers a month. So really, that's 5 a week, right? So that means I need to have at least 50 conversations going a week statistically for me to reach that point. So I broke that down a little bit more. So that's every week. I'm not going to go 50 conversations week 12, 50 conversations week 11. So I just know that in my mind, that's every week. So every week I'm going to have 50 conversations going. I'm going to post about the coaching opportunity 3 times a week. But I also want to make sure that I have at least 30 posts a week in general going up about coaching, about my fitness, about nutrition, all those things. So that's kind of another goal that I set, is that each week I want to be doing that. 10 coaching invites a week. Converting my customers to discount coaches. That means I need to be talking and checking in with 3 to 5 of them a day, right? One of the things too, and we're going to talk about this next, is what are some of the things that might hold you back from making this happen? What are some things that you're going to struggle with? And for me, I'll be honest, I struggle a lot on the weekends. The weekends are usually always family time, and I struggle to find that balance of getting some work done. And so my goal is to focus on getting 30 hours a week in, including the weekday, getting some in on the weekend, and so on. So those tactics that you wrote down, I want you to look at those and say, okay, are those every week that I need to be doing this? Or is it just on weeks, the even weeks, or what specific weeks between now and the end of the year? Does that make sense? Like some of them you have to do all the time, some of them you don't. Like in the book, he gave the example of a fitness goal, and if you want to lose 20 pounds, initially buying the program, you just have to do that once, right? You're not going to do that every week, so that's a one-time thing. Okay, so you've got your goal, you've got your tactics. Now I want you to think about, what are you going to struggle with? What's going to be the thing that's going to, well, you're going to have to dig deep and grab your why. For me, like I said, the weekends, like I struggle on the weekends because that's our family time. Like we're off and we're doing stuff, and I work so much during the week that on the weekends I'm like, oh, I just want a breather. But then come Sunday night, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so behind, right? So that's something I know that I'm gonna have to focus on. So what will I do to overcome it? I'm gonna track my hours more. I'm gonna watch when I'm working, what I'm doing it, dedicating at least an hour on Saturday and Sundays to just kind of staying caught up on things, right? So think about yourself. Is it a busy time at work for you? Is it's getting darker out, so are you getting tired more easily? Whatever it might be. What are the things that you're going to struggle with? but then flip that around and what are you going to focus on? What are you going to do to overcome those struggles? All right, so here's the last piece. And I remember I did this a lot last year when I actually set those goals for this 12-week year. This is awesome, right? We just spent 20 minutes. You thought of a goal for the end of the year. You thought of the things that you have to do to get you there. That's awesome, right? You're going to share them with your coach tonight. You're going to be all pumped up. And then come Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Your goal might fall to the side. You might forget about it. And then you'll pick it back up the next week, right? So what we want to do is we want to score your week. And so what it means by that, and what I did was I just had a blank sheet of paper, and on Sunday night, Monday morning, I wrote down everything that I needed to get done that week. So you could do that tonight. You could do it right away tomorrow morning. Between now and Sunday, what is everything that you need to get done that aligns with your tactics that's going to get you closer to that goal? So for example, if you look back up here on mine, this is what I did. So for this week, week 12, I was like, all right, I need to recruit 5 new challengers this week. So that's 1. So that means I need to have 50 conversations going. That's 2. I need post about coaching 3 times a week. That's 3. 30 posts a week I want to get. That's 4. Send out 10 coaching invites. That's 5. Convert 5 of my customers. So I figured, okay, that's 1. I need to convert 1 customer this week. That's 6. Check in with 3 to 5 customers a day. That's 7. 30 hours a week. That's 8. And I could probably sit here and think of 10 more things that I could add to that list. All right. So for this example, let's just say that I added 10 more things to my list. And so on Sunday night, Monday morning, I'm going to look at my list. I'm going to score myself. And I'm going to say, all right, I actually only sent out 20 conversations this week, so I don't get a point. I did recruit 5 new people, so I get a point. I posted about coaching once, so that doesn't count, but I had 30 posts. I did send out 10 coaching invites. I converted 1 customer. I checked in each day with a customer, but I only worked 20 hours, and then I got 7 of my 18 things done, okay? So my score is 12 out of 18. And I know Megan's under the weather, but I'd ask her to do this math thing, but I'm pretty sure that's not 85%, right? Is that lower than 85? Okay. 85%, if you score 85%, that means you are right on track to hit your goal. You're 85% or above. So looking at how I did this week, I'm not on track to hit my goal. So this is, to me, I think this is the most important part, because you're focusing on the things that you need to do. You know, sending out a newsletter to your customers, your leads. Yeah, that's awesome, but is that really time well spent? Is that really going to get you to where you need to be? Or is it this list of your tactics, these things? You get these things done every day, awesome. Add something else to your list, do something else, go back and follow up, whatever it might be. But really look at these tactics, write yourself a list each week, and then score yourself. And that's huge. And if you're really serious about this, you will send your score to your coach every week. And you'll say, hey, I got 80%. I know what I need to work on for next week. Here's my goal moving forward. Each week you reevaluate. Crap's going to happen. Stuff's going to come up, right? But if you're consistently right around that 85%, you know that you're on track to make that happen. And you can do that with each of your goals. So if you only have 1 goal, focus on that. If you've got 2 or 3, then you can make different tactics lists. Because if you're focusing on coaching and then you're focusing on customers, challengers, that's 2 different things. That's 2 different tactics and ways that you can go about that. Okay? So there's a real technical way he talks about it in the book, but to me, this is just easiest. Have your list of everything you need to do, your list of tactics, your list of, even if you want to send an email, That can be on your list of things to do, and that counts as one of your points here, okay? So score yourself each week, and if you're really serious, send that to your coach. Sunday night, Monday morning, hey, I scored 60%. I sucked this week. Here's what I need to do, and I'm going to do it better. All right, before I open it up for questions, these two things were huge. And if I could just like blow this up and have you look at it every day, not only you, but myself too, but focus more on the actions than the results. You have greater control over your actions than you do your outcomes. Your outcomes are driven by your actions. And this process is less about the end result and more about your daily actions. So let's say today sucked. Today was awful. You didn't do anything. Guess what? You still have 5 more days this week to make it happen. Focus on those daily actions. Don't get so overwhelmed with, I've got to send out 50 invites or whatever it might be. Focus on your daily actions. Those are going to get you. Those outcomes are driven by your actions. All right. What questions do you guys have?
I had a quick kind of question / statement, but when setting like weekly goals and things like that, like I know when I first started and you asked me like what were my goals, so I was like, well, what should my goals be? Like I didn't know how to actually set them, and so like I feel like this is a really good process for like once you know like what your goals are. Like you told me write down your 12-week goals. I have 7 of them listed. But before when you asked me that like a while ago, I was like, well, what should they be? Is there a good way to help people to think of goals, I guess? Like I know, you don't want to say like all of your goals have to deal with other people. You want to have your own vision, your own like life goals and stuff. But I just didn't know if there was a good way to like help people start writing goals.
Yeah, I would think that's hard because it depends on where you want to go. Like, yeah. I know if you're a new coach, like this does seem like, oh my gosh, set goals, like 12 new coaches, like, oh my gosh. But you've got to think about where you're at and where you want to be. And I think that comes back to your why. So if your why is to cover the cost of daycare or cover the cost of groceries, then you might look at, okay, I want to make $200 a week. And so this might be where you have to have that conversation with your coach and you're like, okay, what does it take for me to make $200 a week? And you can say, well, commissions wise, you're going to help 4 people each week. Or, you're going to need to get to Emerald so that you can, cycle and stuff. So I would say it comes back to your why too, and going from there. And a lot of times I think these goals relate to, and if you have no idea where to start, make it a Success Club goal. Maybe your goal in October is to help 3 people. And then you say in November, I want to help 4 people. And in December, I want to help 5 people. Moving forward each month, if you have no idea where to start, I would start there. Wouldn't you say, Megan? Like,
yeah, I just remember, help. Yeah, like when the thing was even last year, which sounds awful, but you were just asking like what my goals were, and I was even making my vision board, and I was like, what should I put on it? Because I didn't know of what NLC was. I didn't know of Diamond really or 1 star. Like I didn't know what those were, and so they actually reflected my why a lot, because I wanted to pay for things and I wanted to like not live paycheck to paycheck. Well, hitting Diamond and hitting 1 star has allowed me to do that, and so I know you want it to be a vision, like a why, not necessarily like I need to be Diamond, because that's not really like a vision, I guess. But at the same time, I think it's okay to have that as part of your goals, I guess, because like when you had mentioned for me to hit Diamond, I was like, okay, like I'll go hit Diamond, But then once I hit it, I finally understood that, yeah, it comes with income. It comes with building a tribe. It comes with, reaching my goals and things like that. So I just remember trying to write down goals, and I was like, I don't know, like, I don't know what to put down.
How many of you and you can just raise your hand or nod your head, but obviously, like, we're all in this business to help people. Like, We know that. But how many of you, like, your why, what you wrote down or what you thought of, had something to do with money? Probably mostly all of you, okay? Because, like, this is a business. Megan and I were talking about this the other day. Like, you write your social security number, like, you get a thing in the mail for taxes because this is a business. Like, and you might be in here just because you want to help people, and that's awesome. Like, if that's your thing and you just want to help people feel good, like, that's awesome. I started that way too, and like, now I'm home and this is my full-time income because it became so important to me. But so if income is somehow your goal, then that's how you shape what you do every day. You know, is scrolling on Facebook making you money? Oh, probably not, right? But is making a really great post and trying to hit those pain points that people are feeling and reaching out to those people that are engaging on your posts, is that going to make you money? You know, is that going to get you to that point? So at some point you switch the way that you think about it, and yeah, you know, just moving forward and helping people, it all relates together, because when you help people, you make money. And when and when they get going, like, I don't hope that doesn't sound bad. Like, I don't mean that everybody's on this call because we want to get rich. Like, that's not it. But I do think if you think about your why, it has somewhat to do with money. So putting kind of a goal towards that, I would say, is what I would work on. And if you're struggling, you know, talking to your coach and just saying your why and be like, what would a goal be? Because I know when I started, I was like, well, I just want to pay off my student loan. Like, I didn't know how volume and cycle bonus worked and everything. You know, I didn't know how that worked. I just wanted to make money to pay off my student loan and stuff. And then when I got to that point where I was like, okay, well, this is how much I have to make in order for me to stay home, then I was setting my goals towards that. And I need to help this many people and recruit this many coaches and that kind of thing. So if you don't know where to go, I would say, you know, reach out to your coach and be like, this is my why. I want to stay home, or I want to make $500 a week. What do I need to do to get there? Awesome. Any other questions or anything, you guys? This book is super helpful. I know it's like I said, I just tried to shorten it up. I think the biggest thing you can do is set a goal, even if it's just to help 20 people or whatever it is, and then really just nail down the daily actions that you have to do to get that done. Really, if you walk away and you think, that's all I remember, that's good enough. Like, what are the things that you need to do every day? And then look at the end of the week. Because sometimes I get to the end of the week and I'm like, oh, I work so much. But then I look back and I'm like, wow, not really. I only sent out, 10 invites to people when I felt like I did 100 or whatever, So I think really tracking it and seeing where you're spending your time and what activities you're doing, those kind of things.
And I think too, like, so I know you and I both always say, like, when we first started, we're just helping people. But in all reality, like, you can't help somebody if you don't reach out to them. You can't help somebody if you don't invite them. And actually setting an income goal for me has helped me help more people. Like, if I say, like, I want to meet a certain number each week or on my paycheck, like, I push to help more people to reach that goal. And so I think at first I was like, oh, like, that's icky. I'm here just to help people. Well, you can't help anybody if you don't actually go and talk to them or actually invite them or actually, share what you have to offer. And then I always, like, think back to, like, if Kylie never asked me to coach or never, posted, I probably, like, wouldn't be where I am today. You know what I'm saying? And so sure, you can have an income goal and it can be one that pushes you a lot and you'll help more people. And just understanding that your goals are not necessarily your vision. I got that messed up when I first started. I thought, like, I don't know, like, my vision or my goal was like hitting diamond and all this stuff. But really, once I hit it, I was like, cool, now what? Like, it didn't mean anything to me. But then, pushing for 1-star, I understood what it meant. I understood, the growth, the income, the tribe, all of that stuff. And so hitting 1-star for me, like, was a really big deal for me because I knew what it was and I knew what it actually meant for me and meant for my business. And so, I know some of you are new and don't even know what Emerald is yet, but setting a goal for Emerald that helps you cycle that helps you help people, and then helps you cycle too. Hitting diamond is a really big deal if you have working coaches. Like, that's the whole point, is to find other people like you to help you reach your goals, basically. So if you're a rock star, go search for other rock stars. Like, if you're, I don't know, not doing anything, you're not going to find anybody, So like, if you have goals set for yourself, like if you want to stay at home with your daughter, or you want to, go and travel the world, you have to keep showing up on social media, keep inviting and talking to them. And so, yeah, your goal might be diamond, but like, you really have to focus, like Kylie said, on your daily actions. Because I'm pretty sure there was like 6 months where I was like, Kylie, nothing is happening. I'm showing up every single day. Nothing's happening. I don't have any coaches joining me. And I remember like hanging ornaments on my Christmas tree. And she's like, you just wait. She's like, you just wait. It'll pay off. And like, it did. It finally did, So like, being consistent just, I don't know, it like helps so much. So I think when you're setting your goals, it's okay to have an income goal, because like she said, it is a business, you guys. You show up, you post on social media, you should get paid for that stuff. Like, you're sharing like the darkest and the deepest, like you should be getting paid for that. If I didn't get paid to be a teacher, I wouldn't be. And so, just setting those goals for your business and also for yourself too, I think is important, because I think business goals, I always think of like, I can't even set anything for myself, but that helps you get to your goals too. So just really understanding like the vision and the why of setting your goals, and then trying to break it down and stuff. So.
Yep, definitely. And this is the time of year, you guys, like I can't emphasize this enough. This is my third time coming through like October, November, December. And maybe you guys have been getting that price objection, like Christmas is coming, like all this stuff. But I guarantee if you continue, pick a program today, start a journey today, and show up every single day between now and December 31st, come that first week of January, you want everybody who's telling you no to think of you that first week of January. And they will, if you keep showing up. But if you start slacking off, if you stop showing up, if you let yourself go, not saying you have to be 100% perfect, but you know what I mean? If you stop showing up now, then they're not going to think of you in January. They're going to go to the people that have been showing up. And so this is that time, even though business may be slow, this is the time for you to pick up and for you to gain momentum and just really get on that high, get on that roller coaster going up. And then in January, just ride that. So Kristen, yeah, and you're just starting out and you're just new. Don't get discouraged. Okay. Focus on those little jabs, those little things to do every single day. Keep sharing, keep opening up about your journey. I mean, that's the best thing that you can do, is be consistent in sharing your story and just letting people know you're here to help. Like, whenever you're ready, I'm here to help you, right? Yep, exactly. Knows. And this last week, I actually had quite a few people sign up that I looked back on our previous conversations and either ignored me or told me no at least 2 or 3 times. So eventually, I see like at least 2 people on this call that told me no or ignored me, and they're on this call. It'll happen.
One more thing. I'm going through freaking hell right now. My leg is killing me and I would rather be sleeping, but I'm showing up. And so I'm telling you, no matter what is going on in your life, for God's sake, show up for yourself, because if I didn't, I would be bawling in a hole right now. Like, show up for yourself. I know things are tough. I know Christmas is tough for my family because my grandpa passed away during Christmas time. You know, it's not something that we celebrate a ton at our house. And I always get people who, you know, I'm sick. I have a baby shower this weekend. Who cares, you guys? Who cares? Like, if you set these goals and your why is big enough, nothing is going to stop you. And if it stops you, your why is not big enough. Because I'm not kidding you, Friday and Saturday, I wanted nothing to do with anybody. I sent out more invites this weekend than I have the entire month, because I knew that I would be sitting here, and I knew that if I didn't do something, I would just fall back in a hole. And so if you have something going on in your life, like I totally get it. Like, trust me, I get it. I'm pretty sure I've been through the ringer this entire year. Like, this was supposed to be like the best year ever. Like, I have been dealt so much crap. It's amazing that I'm still standing. But yeah, like if you do anything for yourself, when you set your why, I want you to go back and I want you to really think about it. If that why does not give you like tears, give you like goosebumps, it's not big enough. Like it's just not. You have to really dig deep, because crap's going to happen. People are going to say stuff. Your leg's going to freaking feel like it's falling off. Your relationship with your spouse is going to go downhill. Whatever it is, it's going to happen. And you have to understand that you showing up is going to help you get through everything. If crap happens in life, don't push away Beachbody, because guess what? There's girls on the screen right now who would be at your doorstep in 5 seconds if you needed them. Just know that crap happens, but like to come back to these people that are on the screen, like they are going to be here for you. And so just make sure that, because these next 3 months, like I thought September sucked. Like I thought it was hard. Because people were getting back into a routine. And guess what? Like the holidays are coming in October, November, and December. If you don't do anything, they're going to suck. If you do a lot, they're going to be awesome. It's all up to you. It's all in your hands. And you have to just continually show up for yourself and show up for, your business and your tribe. Show up for us. We showed up for you. You show up for us, and we'll do the exact same thing. So, when you're writing your why, I don't take it lightly anymore. I did when I first started coaching. I asked Kylie, I'm like, what should I put down? Because I didn't know. And I reached some of the goals that like she kind of set for me, because that was where I should be at. And I told some of my coaches, I was like, it just didn't mean anything. Like I hit diamond and I was like, okay, cool. Now what? I thought there was going to be like this big parade or something, until I sat down with her and we talked about what my goals are, what my vision is, and why the heck I show up all the time. That's when it like pushed me a little bit farther. So I don't know, just when you're setting your goals, you guys, like, don't sell yourself short. There's so many of you on here that have helped like 10 people already in like 3 months. That's insane. Like some of you are just rocking it. Some of you hit success starters for month 1, month 2, month 3. Like some of you are doing amazing things, posting on social media that I don't think you ever would have done if you weren't doing Beachbody. And, just some of you have been doing some amazing things. So don't sell yourself short just because you're a new coach, just because you're an emerald, just because you're a diamond coach. Like, don't sell yourself short, and make sure your why really just drives you, and post it somewhere. Like post it in your bathroom or something, or I don't know, if you have a cool selfie mirror or something like that, post it. Let it like push you, let it drive you, if that makes sense.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll end on that note and just show up these next 3 months, and December and January especially will be amazing. So set your goals, share them with your coach, share, check in every week, share what your percentages are, and see what happens. Push yourself a little bit, see what can happen in these next 12 weeks. So, all right, I will get this recording up so that you can see the slides and everything if you want, and I can share the slides with you guys too. So have a good night. Thanks for coming on, and see you guys later.